Have you ever stopped to think what your working time is worth? Are you valuing your time too cheaply? Or are you on the money? Let's find out. Why should you care about valuing your working hour? You've started your own business in part because you want a better financial future, right? But are you charging enough to actually get to the future that you want? Honestly, the most powerful reason for doing this is if you don't know the value of your time, then others will value it for you, and that might not be in your best interest. Besides, having a working hourly rate gives you focus. It's a benchmark that you can then use to compare whether something is worth to do or not. This number allows you to identify the actions that give you the highest dollar value return for every single ounce of effort that you invest. When you've got tons of different things and opportunities chasing you for your precious time, you need something that you can use to compare the competing options. Take control and know your worth. We've got a quick worksheet that you can use so that you can start coming up with a working hourly rate. You can access this on the 60/40 forum through the platform or in our Facebook group, or check in the description box for a link. If you print this one out, you'll see that it's really easy to use. There's only a few steps too, so it's going to take a very short time. Right, so hopefully you've now printed out the worksheet and you have got it in front of you. Step number 1 is to find out the annual total hours of your time that you've got available for work. This is your total annual working hours. Now this number is made up of 3 parts. How many days a week do you want to work? How many hours a day? And how many weeks a year that you want to work. Then simply multiply all of these together to get your total available hours per year. The reason we ask you to do this exercise with a focus on how much you want to work is because this is forward-looking. You'll need to know what your end state looks like. It'll likely be a higher amount than if you work it out on your current commitments, but that's kind of the point. We want you to look at this as a benchmark of where you should be. Kind of like from where you are right now to where you want to be. By focusing on the hourly rate that you need to have when you are where you want to be, you will likely be more brutal in looking at what you will delegate and automate so that you can get there. Now we're going to take a look at how much time you genuinely apply to productive tasks that contribute to your income. So this is how many hours are you essentially billing or contributing towards earning an income. So this is your money-making time. Now we're going to have a look at your productivity first. So using the left-hand column in the worksheet, write down the total number of hours in a day that you're at work. Then we're going to write in the actual number of productive hours a day. So this is the stuff that you're actually billing out. Rather than just looking at this from the billable side, think about it from the other side. How many hours a day is typically spent filling in paperwork, commuting, traveling between job sites, answering the phones or emails, dealing with suppliers, cleaning, or leading people? Would you say that maybe out of an 8-hour day, you might actually get in, say, 1 to 3 hours of actually billable time? Now we're going to work out the productivity multiplier. To do this, you're going to take the 2 numbers that you've just written down and calculate it. You're going to divide the total hours a day by your actual productive hours. This is then going to give you your productivity multiplier. In our example, it came in at 1.5. To give you an idea, seeing a 3 there is not unusual. Now let's look at the right-hand side of the worksheet. We're going to use this to come up with your base number. To do this, you'll need to know what is the income that you want to make. So this is your in-hand value as well after all your expenses. Next, copy down your total annual hours from the top line. Now, divide the total annual income by the total annual hours. What you've just done is work out how much you want to earn over a year and divided it by the total annual hours that you want to work. This helps you see what your base number hourly rate is. But not all hours are created equal, and you won't be billing out all of the time that you're working. And that's where the productivity multiplier comes in. So now, just recapping, you've got your productivity number and you've got your base number. Next up, we're going to multiply these 2 figures together and you'll come up with your working hourly value. So what's your number? In our example, this worked out to be about $235 an hour. And now you know your working hourly value rate. Is it what you thought it was or should be? For you to earn the income you want with the hours that you have, this number becomes your benchmark. When you look through how you've been spending your time in the Day in Your Life worksheets, how do the tasks that you've been working on compare to that rate? Is the majority of your time focused on high lifetime value items, or are they in the low dollar per hour range? In looking back now over those sheets, are you seeing any themes through your day-to-day recording of the things that you do? How much of your time is stuck on busy work? Now, if the number is far higher than you thought it should be and you're starting to worry about how you could possibly get there, keep in mind that there are a number of things that can be done to leverage your time and enable you to get to your goal. One of the big things is being brutal about how you spend your time. You realize now that catching up for a coffee which took that hour was actually worth X dollars. Now, if that coffee is about bringing on new clients, then it might be a great investment. But if it was just catching up for a natter, then it might not have been worth it. And this is why we get you to ask yourself, is what you are doing at work then moving you closer to your goal? One of the biggest keys to wealth and ultimately to greater freedom is better time maximization. Everyone has the same 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. You can only become ruthless with your time, and others can only respect the value of your time if you know what your time is worth. Plus, it's a great filter to help you work out which of your business-related tasks you should be doing versus those that you should be outsourcing or getting help to do. So go through the exercise on how much is your time worth and work out just how much your time is worth, calculated down to a working hourly value. This is then a realistic assessment of just how much you have to earn on each billable or productive hour, still taking into account the non-income producing activities that get done in a day and enable you to reach your target or goal income. Once you have your number, this becomes the benchmark for how you assess value. This is because for the first time ever, you might now be clear on exactly what it is you need to earn from the business and how many hours that you want to work each year in order to earn it. That is clarity, and clarity is gold. We've got a bunch of other programs to help you get crystal clear on the vision for your business. And to be honest, there's a lot of times when we ask people about their financial goals and they're broad or fluffy, things like, I just want to make lots of money, or I want to be comfortable. To be frank, this really isn't good enough. You must be specific. And as you can see from this exercise, there is a reason why. Your point for being in business is to successfully build a profitable business, one that supports you and your family and allows you to have the experiences that you want out of life. If you're not clear on your own financial goals, how will you ever know if you get there? To build clarity, ideally, you'll need to keep your business goals focused around profitability metrics, such as how much do you want to grow, how much do you want in profit, or how much do you want to take home as your own personal income. This will keep a spotlight on what you will tolerate and, more importantly, what you will no longer tolerate when it comes to business tasks and activities. It will keep you razor sharp on having a clear reason why you are going through this process in learning how to identify tasks, delegate, and train your new team members to get things done for you and your business. We believe that success is what you say no to, so SIWYSNT. So use this number as a filter to learn what you can say no to. If you don't change where you're going, you'll wind up where you're headed. And if you don't pay attention to this, you will stay stuck exactly where you are. And you are here because you want to make big changes so that you can get back that freedom in your life. So now you know your benchmark number. What are you going to do with it? To learn how to maximize your time even more, join us for our Find 5 program where we go through this and a bunch of other stuff. We'll put a link nearby. So that's it for today. If you've got any questions or comments, please just connect with us on social or join the 60/40 platform for free and you'll get access to this and many more things about everything small business. Have an amazing rest of the day.